just get a cup of coffee. It's early this morning. I'm down here in Dallas, Texas. Going to be doing some singing and some recording again today. And we worked late last night, and I'm a little tired. But I'm up this morning because we've got the computer working, the YouTube, everything working. And I got to get some coffee. And you got to get your day started anyway. It's good coffee. It's good coffee down here in Texas. Folks, there's a very disturbing story. Nick of New York sent it to me this morning. Are you serious? Seriously? Seriously, Massachusetts? Is that how you say it? Massachusetts? No. Massachusetts. Massachusetts? Close. Malden, Massachusetts. The education policy is now mandating allowing boys to use the girls' restroom in school. Boys are now allowed to use the girls' restrooms in school, and girls can use the boys' restrooms in school. What do you think this is? What are they thinking? Well, let's find out before we just go, what? Let's just. Are you serious, or are you serious? But before we do that, calm down. This is another Sean Fussell t-shirt. He gave me 2 t-shirts. I don't know if you can see it well enough here. But his name is Sean Fussell. That is the S for Sean, the F for Fussell. And the feathers, and that's a bicycle tire, okay, because a lot of motorcycles down here in Texas, all right. And the feathers are the feathers of the Sioux Indian, because Sean is Sioux Indian. It's not the Illuminati. Okay, so you don't have to ask that again. He hates the Illuminati. He and his wife are wonderful, beautiful Christian people. They love the Lord, and they're showing me the most extreme hospitality here while I'm here working and with them, with Sean doing a country gospel CD. And the man has an absolutely unbelievable studio and a unbelievable equipment. And he's a wonderful musician and singer. And more importantly, he's just a great Christian. He really loves the Lord. So this kind of helps everybody out. It's not the Illuminati. The guy hates the Illuminati. He hates the New World Order. He absolutely can't stand the thought of the beast rising. And he studies the scriptures extensively. And it's not. But trust me, this is the feathers of the Sioux Indians, because he is a Sioux Indian. He's a descendant, okay? And he has quite a bit of Sioux Indian in him. All right, let's get down to business. The Massachusetts Commissioner of Education has released an outline of its new school policy regarding gender equality, mandating that boys be allowed to use girls' restrooms and locker rooms, and vice versa, if they contend that they prefer to identify with the opposite gender. Slap your grandma. Are you serious? Are you people becoming wise? You become fools, as Paul said in Romans, thinking yourselves to become wise. You become fools. The Bible said the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. And I'm just telling you what the scriptures tell you. Those are both scriptures. Now, the 11th page document, written by Mitchell Chester, is stated to be in response to a gender identify law that was passed last July. I don't want to say Chester the molester. I'm not going to. Just because it rhymes don't mean he is. But to write an 11-page document wanting boys to use the girls' restroom and girls to use the boys' restroom, and to figure out where you're at and all this thing. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he is. He's not. Guarantee he's probably not. You don't do that. But what I'm just trying to say is, you got to wonder, because you had this child molester in Washington that got to sit in the girls' locker room naked while the young women were coming in to go swimming in a college campus. And on a Saturday morning, when he knew little girls from adjacent town's elementary school were bringing little 8-year-old girls in to swim. He was sitting naked in the shower room, sitting there for God and everyone else to see, while the little girls had stripped down naked, were getting ready to get in their bathing suits. They walk into this room, and there's this 45-year-old naked man. And he says, well, I'm just trying to identify him. Are you serious, dude? You got a devil in you. I'm not. Here's why. A grown man does not need to be sitting in a restroom or in a locker room with little children. That is pedophilia. And here's what's really sicko. The college there in Washington State stood up for his rights, talking gender equality. What? Talking discrimination. If he's got a problem with his identity, he doesn't need to sit in their locker room with little girls. Okay, I mean we'll put a dress on him and put his hair in pigtails and set him on a tricycle and reel him around town or something if he wants to give him a popsicle or something and some ice cream or something if he feels that way. He doesn't need to be doing this. I'm just trying to tell you something. This is the sick. Oh, you say, Paul, here you go, man. You're going. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you how sick this is. This is sick. And anybody that says this is all right, I'm telling you right now, I'm coming against everything that stands up against this. You got to tell me. I'm telling you right now. The Bible says in the last days, they're going to say evil's good and good is evil. This guidance, he says, this 11-page document is intended to help school and district administrators take steps to create a culture in which transgender and gender non-conforming students feel safe. How do you feel safe? How does a little girl go in the bathroom? How does a fourth grade girl going to the bathroom feel safe when an eighth grade or 10th grade or a teacher who's having a problem with his identity is in the same bathroom? How do you feel safe about that? And what parent wants to send their kids to a school system that allows such garbage? Oh, but you want their tax dollars. Yeah, this is the perversion, folks. Jesus in the last days, they'll say evil's good and good is evil. And this is what's going on. It's intended, though, to make create a culture in which the transgender and the gender nonconforming students feel safe, supported and fully included, and to meet each student's obligation or school's obligation to provide equal educational opportunities for all students. Where's John Kerry? He's in Massachusetts. He could go down there and say, look, I'm the Secretary of State. Dude, guys, what? Oh, but you know what? We've got people that have been running around supporting this stuff from the left-wing liberal agenda, the Marxists, the communist crowd. They have been pushing this stuff for a long, long time. As part of the outline entitled Non-Discrimination on the Basis of Gender Identity, Chester, the creator, explains that students need to be permitted to use whichever bathroom or locker room they wish. He states that as long as the child asserts that they would rather identify with the opposite gender, they should have access as they desire. Well, what if Monday they want to identify with the opposite gender, and Tuesday they want to go back and identify with the male gender? Is there anything stopping them from that? Is you got anything in your guideline? He says that although some children may not like those of the opposite gender, sharing such private and personal spaces, school officials must teach children how to overcome these feelings. Just deal with it, kids. You don't like to share. You feel uncomfortable? Just get used to your feelings. I feel uncomfortable with this document. I feel uncomfortable with the Massachusetts school system. I feel uncomfortable with the sin. I feel uncomfortable with the absolute abomination, the sinful lust, lasciviousness, the lewdness, the outright molestation, the pedophilia, the Jerry Sandusky's. I'm sick and tired of it. Somebody needs to say something. It's absolutely outrageous. It's not right. Somebody needs to stand up and say, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. It's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin.